real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Brenda Miller says the defendant is her sister, and she was always a defiant child. Brenda claims the defendant has tried every drug under the sun, including cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and crack. Brenda is suing because she loaned the defendant money to pay her bills, and she has yet to be repaid. Defendant Kimberly Gregory insists she stopped using drugs and alcohol nearly 20 years ago when she got pregnant with her first child. Kimberly says Brenda has always been mean and cruel and even threatened one of her own children with a knife. Kimberly says Brenda is suing for more than she owes.
Tell me what's going on.
Well, my sister is younger than me by 15 years. She's always been a very deviant, defiant child, to the point of almost being a monster child. She's always gotten what she wanted at growing up.
Describe this monster activity, though.
Well, she turned 19, 20, and 21 in prison because she broke into my ex's home, her and a couple of young men, and stole stuff, and they were caught carrying it across a vacant lot. The boys turned state evidence, and she had to carry the brunt of it. She's also been on drugs, and I'm sure she still is on there, and that's probably why she doesn't have any teeth right today. She was taking cocaine, heroin, marijuana.
Well, I do know that crack ruins your teeth, so.
And she was on it when she was younger quite a while, and I think she's back on some sort of drug now because she was on pain medication. The doctor took her off after 3 dirty drops here just lately. So, and I do know that she was buying pain meds from other people.
Do you know of her getting help?
No.
All right.
She's never gotten help that I know of.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm 15 years old.
You dope fiend?
No, sir.
Crackhead?
No, sir. I've
Pills?
No.
What's your thing?
What's my thing? Nothing, actually. I don't do any drugs. I don't drink or anything like that.
Since when?
Oh, no, I haven't smoked crack for 20 some odd years, sir. About 21 years. Well, no.
You ain't but 25.
No, sir.
Well, that's what it's, how old are you?
I'm 48.
48. Oh, well, this says 25. I'm
No, sir.
sorry.
I wish. I wish I was.
All right. So you haven't smoked since you were 28? Pretty much.
Yes. When I was 27, I became pregnant with my first child. I stopped drinking. I stopped doing any kind of drug that would affect my children.
Good.
I don't believe in that.
Why do you think she's saying all this then?
Well, Your Honor, Brenda has always been a mean and cruel person. She has been so mean that for a period of 10 years, I stopped speaking to her due to the fact of her telling people and my father that all she was waiting for was my parents to die so she could get their money. She has even went as far as to threaten one of her children with a knife. The child wasn't even living with her at the time. She came to the child's
residence. She went looking for him with a knife?
Yes, and her husband at the time had a gun.
I don't believe you.
In the car.
They went looking for him with a gun and a knife, their own son.
No.
Why do they go hunting somebody with a knife and a gun? The woman that's, how old are you, ma'am?
64, sir.
What's a 64-year-old woman strapping up with a gun and a knife, her and her husband, looking for somebody?
This happened years ago, sir. This happened after I came home from prison.
Well, why did they do it?
I have no idea. Her and her daughter had been arguing. That is all I can tell you about that situation.
And she went to hunt her down with a pistol and a knife.
No, her husband had the gun, and she had a knife.
Same thing, they were together.
Yeah, they were
together. It's a conspiracy, they're accomplices.
I don't know what conspiracy they had, but I know they did.
Go ahead, man. What else about her you want me to know?
Okay.
Her and her husband team up, Bonnie and Clyde, every now and then. Whenever they have it out for somebody. What else?
Well, she even goes as far as she doesn't even want her own grandchildren there. She has said to me several times before we stopped speaking.
Are they bad?
She said they were bad. She said,
yeah, she got every right not to want them there. She'll come visit. Tell her you'll come visit her whenever you want to see them.
Well, none of her children want nothing to do with her. They don't go around her. Brenda is not invited to any of our family functions.
It's because she's mean. Give me some examples.
She has always been hateful.
They may be mad because she won't give them her money. You got some brothers and sisters, I ain't speaking to her, won't loan me no money. I needed some money. They don't got my back. They not family. Since you don't act like family, I'm not going to come around you like family.
No, sir, that's not the reason.
What is it? Why do they fall out with her?
Her son doesn't come around her very much because she says that he owes her money. And in the past...
See what I said?
No,
you see exactly what I said. I know how it goes. You don't give a kid what they want or a sister or a brother what they want. I'm not speaking. $950 on the loan. How does she owe you?
Well, approximately in January of '09, she borrowed $1,500 because they didn't have money to pay rent. They didn't have money for utilities, didn't have money for the telephone, didn't have money for stuff that she needed.
The basics.
Right, and I loaned her $1,500 with a promise she'd pay me back out of the
When you say they, who was the other?
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant her, because she's the only one that asked me. With a promise she'd pay me back out of the taxes. I know, wrong thing to accept.
Thank you.
I know exactly
Folks
what
won't
you were
believe
gonna say.
me. Go ahead.
And then she'd never pay me back because she said they didn't get back the amount that she was supposed to get back. Okay, I let it slide. Then she applied for SSI, disability. I promise I'll pay you back when I get my disability. First installment, she didn't pay me. The next installment of June of 2011, she paid me $300. That's the last I've seen. And the thing of it is, my son does owe me money. He borrowed $5,000 from me. It's not so-called loan. It is a loan. He has paid me quite a bit of it back. And just like I told him the other day on the phone, if you don't start paying me the right amount of money, you've got dire consequences to settle with.
That's right. Well, you're not going to get that knife again.
That is really comical. I have never gone after any of my children with a knife. Yes, I did say something about my grandson and his sister. They are selfish. My grandson tried to jump on the other two girls' stomach on a trampoline, jump on their back, tried to kick them at the pool where I live. So yes, I consider that very mean.
$950 for the loan, ma'am. What do you have to say about it?
I feel, sir, that I don't owe the money. First of all, I tried to pay Brenda back. I have that. I sent her a money order twice. I set this agreement up in June. Here's the letter that I sent to her, asking her to please sign it. I tried to make the payment to her. Here's the receipt of the money order. I don't owe her $950. I owe her $700, Your Honor.
So we have a difference of $250.
And I can explain that.
Go ahead.
In '08, she said she went and paid $500 for me some groceries, which I never asked for.
When was the loan made?
In January of '09.
And the groceries were when?
In '08.
Go ahead.
And she kept griping and griping. I want my $500. I want my $500.
Okay.
So I figured I'd allow her $200, $250 out of the $500 that might shut her up.
Deduct $250.
Yes.
From what she says
she paid.
You owed for groceries.
Yes, that I never
And you
asked
didn't
for.
really owe it, you're saying. Then when it's time to pay back the loan, she's, Remember that milk and canned foods I bought you a year ago?
Right. That's not right, Your Honor. That's not right.
I owe you nothing. I bought you some milk a year ago. Tell me how it occurred.
It occurred. She had her grandchild. She was raising her grandchild due to her daughter that is living with her now, leaving her child.
I don't want to hear any more of that gossip. You tell me about this.
It's not gossip.
You
It's
have
true.
any evidence that she said $250 instead of $500?
No, sir. Because her daughter is the one that started this mess on Facebook.
Yes, she did. She did put something on Facebook. She shouldn't have.
There you go with this Facebook.
But the thing of it is, that has nothing to do with the
Ma'am, I
money I
grant you
loaned
your
her.
judgment, $950. The only dispute here is whether she deducted $250 or $500 based on these groceries. And ma'am, you haven't paid her in a timely manner. You haven't paid her recently, and you agree that you owe.
She said that after an argument.
I understand,
that we
but
had.
it's nothing in evidence. So I have to go by whom I believe. And in this instance, I believe her.
Your Honor, she
Other
said
than
I
the
never-
knife and the gun, and
Your
she's
Honor.
pretty credible. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Liar.
Thank you.
You are a liar. You You are a cotton-picking liar, Brenda Kay.
You know what? You can say whatever you
You're
want
a
to
liar.
say.
You loaned me the $1,000 for Steve's surgery.
I loaned
paid you back.
$1,500.
You know why? I had to owe you the
turned around and
$500
borrowed
in
more
groceries.
money.
You
know
didn't
what?
have a thing
You're
in your
making
house.
a fool of yourself.
I brought, because your grandchild was there, I didn't want her to go without.
She wasn't
I'm making
without.
a fool of myself.
She wasn't without.
Oh, yes, she was.
Oh, no, she was not.
You're a liar. I bought your cigarettes.
Say
your
whatever
food.
you want to say.
Your son sent you over $12,000 in the last 5 years.
My
you
son
liar.
hasn't sent me anything.
You're a liar, and God knows your heart.
Oh,
You're
well,
a liar.
I'm sure glad you can prove it because I'd
You're a
like to
liar.
see it.
You are the most evil,
Well, did you tell Steve?
conniving
Did you tell Steve
thing that I have
when you
ever
got
seen
your
in my
SSI,
life?
you were going to leave him because he couldn't do anything in the bedroom? Did you tell him that? Did you tell him he wasn't a man enough to do
No,
anything?
and apparently you've done it. Apparently you know more about
Yes,
it than
I
I
did.
do.
You
Have you
told
been
me.
sleeping with him?
You told me.
Have you been sleeping with him?
I
Do you
wouldn't
know
want
if he
another
can get
man.
his...
I don't know. It's what you told me.
Well, if you know better than me, then good for you.